Here we go, it's a big one. It's Hong Kong versus Japan. For so many years, this would have been the cup final on the Asia Rugby 7 Series circuit. But following their success at the Olympics, Japan have opted to develop the next generation of Sevens players with an eye firmly on 2020. It starts here. And for Hong Kong, a team of seasoned veterans seated top for this tournament, having won leg 1 in Hong Kong 3 weeks ago, seen off Sri Lanka in the final, and they've been on good form earlier today, thrashing Chinese Taipei 47-5, and Japan getting absolutely hammered by the locals' Korea 36 points to 5. And Jamie Henry's been brought in to shore things up a little bit, show a little bit of leadership. He spent 2 minutes in the bin. Can he have any impact on the second game for Japan as we're underway here? Alex McQueen levitates. Chris Mays gets him up high. Woodward swings it away to Tom McQueen. Puts on the left foot, 3 left foot steps, puts his ears back. Here comes his brother. Through his hands.
Off the legs.
Off the leg of Yu Kam Shing, who, this is a ferocious start from Hong Kong.
A bit more energy from Japan this time after they got smashed, some would say.
Absolutely smashed. Here goes McQueen again, one of the real stars of this Hong Kong out. Oh no, and he's nobbled himself there. He's done something.
Yep, the poor fellow's done his knee by the look of it. He's in a bit of pain. You could see it happening. He went straight down. It's very sad to see this. He snapped something. Strained it. We've all had them. They hurt.
Oh, don't watch this at home if you're squeamish. McQueen's knee caved in there.
Yep, he's sucking them in big time.
Missed
most
of last year. And if you don't want to watch, and luckily,
yeah,
the spotlight there.
He put all the weight on that foot, and then the knee and the weight shift at the same time. No. Well, there is an entire ambulance division has come onto the field as we look at the Japan team, a very different Japan team, Grant. They were shaken out of their comfort zone in Hong Kong. It's not the team that we saw in Rio Olympics, who did magnificently, qualifying 4th in that bronze medal match against South Africa. Of course, they've qualified for the World Rugby Series next year as well, Japan. And 2 of the teams from the 7 Series will qualify for Hong Kong 7s next year in that other 12 right. qualifying tournament, of which the winner of those 12 teams will qualify for the World Rugby Series the following year. So a great opportunity for Asian Rugby 7s. Top 2 teams as the spectators applaud.
Sad news for Tom McQueen. Rowan Vardy's taken his place, the veteran of Hong Kong 7s and 15s.
Not a bad replacement.
Indeed. And of course, whoever wins the series will get a spot at the Singapore 7s on the circuit.
Next Easter in April in the Singapore Sports Hub.
Here comes Jamie Henry now as his first touch of the ball this weekend. Saw him laying down the law there while we stopped play. He's come out of retirement, 7s rugby anyway. As these young Japanese players struggle to find any rhythm. They have talent, but they've just struggled to get the combinations going, the communication, and there we see a kick, a rather aimless kick that's sailed over the sideline, and it's not really what you'd expect from a Japanese side, even a developmental side. It's going to take them maybe this full series to get anything going. Must be some expectation on them back home. Here comes McQueen now off the top from Mays. Fires one out to Vati. The experienced veteran puts his knee down into Uchida's face, and Max Woodward now, the skipper, straightens up and steps off the left, makes it across the 10 metre now. He's got defenders all over him, but Rimini reaches in like a beekeeper. And Mays, here's Lee Jones, heavily strapped and got the gas, the veteran. He's still got the legs. And he posts one under the post to get Hong Kong on the board. After some early excitement.
Number 5, Lee Jones of Hong Kong has scored the transfer scored 5 points.
Scored a crucial one last week in the final to bring things back in Hong Kong's favour. And his Cambridge friend, his Cambridge mate, Ben Rimini, adds the extras.
Lee Jones here getting away from 2 Japan defenders, and Rimini pulled that ball out the back of the ruck in midfield, about 30 metres in front of the post. And Hong Kong looking good so far in this match. A lot of energy. Japan are just not looking themselves. Although a different team, Hong Kong have got the upper hand.
Rimini shapes right, goes left, and Mays takes it on the full, but can't quite feed it up to the advancing McQueen. Japan now have another chance with the ball in hand, albeit deep in their 22, and Henry doesn't get a nice pass. Decides to give Max Woodward one straight on, who knocks him down, and Rimini comes in and strips him. And here goes Yu Kam Shing with the big fend on go-to, and try number 2 there. Henry may be trying to do too much on his own maybe, but...
Well, that was a little bit silly by Henry. You can beat 1, you may beat 2, but you're not going to achieve much if you try and bulldoze your way through and cough up the ball like that. That just gave the ball on a silver platter to Hong Kong. And Yu Kam Shing took full advantage of it, and they're going to get the conversion, you would think, and they do. So 14-0 up. Here it is again. Pilfered very well by Woodward, and one fend off Goto, and Yu Kam Shing gets a very important try for Hong Kong.
It's a bit of a weak effort from Minato Goto there. Went in high on Yu, easily dispatched him.
But it was the Henry mistake that's given Hong Kong that little gap.
They go left again. This time Rimini puts it on a sixpence, and McQueen gets it back this time, so more pressure for Japan. Here comes Rimini, dances off the left, gets the call from
nice
Yu on
ball.
the inside. And now they've got huge numbers going left, but it's a sloppy pass from Vati. McQueen doesn't mind though. Chris Mays is on hand and face plants on the 22. Rimini with some nice footwork to make some space. It's over Yu's head this time. He had the try line beckoning. Skipper Woodward tidies up, and there's a low chop tackle from Uchida. Woodward gets to his feet. Henry's in there, causing all sorts of trouble. They swing it away for a 3rd time to the left. It's Jones and Mays. Can Mays finish this? Kasahara's after him, and he puts his shoulder down. Lee Jones is on hand, and that's good work from the forwards, lingering on the left side. It's 2 for Lee Jones.
Christopher Mays, take a bow. 2 defenders you brought in. You popped it off the deck in that ruck on that far touchland, just in the corner of our screen there. And Lee Jones backing up as every good player should. And as you say, it was one way across the field, back the other, maintaining their composure. They were patient with the ball. They just waited for that to happen. A little bit of clever attack and drawing the defenders and popping off the deck, and Lee Jones got another important try for Hong Kong and another conversion, and a big buffer now.
Rimini's been on form with that loose boot of his, finishing the final, finishing Sri Lanka off. They're opting for a penalty. There's the hooter. It's a clear 21-point lead. They're going to take at least, unless Japan can get this ball back and get on the board. The
Well, he
referee,
wants it quicker.
Rockaverni from Fiji, says you've taken too long. And he's taken that 2 metres off the halfway line as well, but
Well,
that's okay.
2 metre bonus. Oh,
Barty, the albatross, the seagull. Has he still got those legs? Those old legs of his are still good enough. And after a calamity at the restart, Rowan Vardy gets his name on the scoreboard and a 4th try for Hong Kong. It's a huge lead at half-time.
what an interesting passage of play on the whistle. So the Fijian referee there he is, says, well, you need to play this quicker, Hong Kong, so I'm going to give a free kick to Japan, who then restarted 2 metres into Hong Kong territory. And then, boom, it ends up in Varty's, as we see Remini almost get the conversion. And what a great buffer at half-time for Hong Kong. Lead 26-0.
The second half of the match will resume after a break of 2 minutes.
So go to Asia Rugby, our handle on Twitter, or our Asia Rugby Facebook page or Instagram. Tell us what you're thinking if you're watching or just tuned in. Also our YouTube channel where we're streaming this live at the moment. As we continue to amplify and talk about our content within Asia Rugby. 31 unions in Asian Rugby, not including the Cambodian Federation anymore, all the way from Guam in the east to Lebanon and Jordan in the west. And soon we'll have a new look website, and our newsletter will be launched later this year, so stay tuned for that.
There's a lot happening at the ARU, Justin.
A lot happening, Grant. A lot of good things. And you are very much part of that content hub of ours. And a magnificent pitch here. This was, of course, built for the Asian Games here in Incheon in Korea.
2014.
Correct. Hong Kong leading 26-0, and they've had all the play. They've taken the advantage of the mistakes that have come their way.
26-0, Ben Rimini gets us underway. And a little fumble from the restart by Kosuke Naka. Ben Rimini, the MVP from the Hong Kong leg. Deservedly so, 45 points and 4 tries. Around the show, you can see a few substitutions have been made at half-time by Gareth Baber.
He was outstanding in Hong Kong. Many.
He's in a rich vein of form, the veteran, 15s and 7s. On this field, he sank Korean hearts in the Rugby Championship with a late chip and chase to score. Here he comes, Ben Rimini takes the line on, full noise. Vardy gets chopped down. Meacham's on the field in number 10 with the man bun. Gets it back to Varty.
Oh,
Rimini,
lovely
quick
hands. Lovely hands.
Jones with the quick hands. And Mays, the big forward from Tigers. And the dashing moustache breaks out of 2. Lee Jones out of the back of the hand. This is vintage stuff from the veterans.
Lovely kick.
And look at that, would you? Straight into the breadbasket of Alex McQueen. That is classic Hong Kong Rugby Sevens right there, ladies and gentlemen. Razzle dazzle. It's marked right, in fact.
Well, that was pretty to watch, that passage of play, I have to say. They shifted it quickly. They really moved it up well. Chris Mays took it up, the film star, up on that far touchline with a new look moustache. And then you could see, I think it was Varty, was it, that off the left foot? Didn't need his 4 colleagues. And just popped it in the basket of Mark Wright as Remini goes for the conversion here and gets it again. He is a class act, there is no doubt. So this is Excellent performance. Look at that. Reads it well. No cover defence for Japan whatsoever. He said, thank you very much. So an excellent start performance by Hong Kong so far, who regathered their own kick and shifted back in midfield.
Mark Wright back in the squad for Jason Cunningham. Here goes Ryan Meacham, a fresh set of legs. The man from the Valley up to the 22 now. McQueen in quickly.
Barty, nice hands.
Wright takes on Jamie Henry. A little bit of niggle over here, but it's swing it back again to Meacham. He shows it. He goes. And the man from Tiawamutu, the dairy farmer, goes in for his first try of the campaign.
Well, he's provided a bit of energy since he's come on, hasn't he? He's been involved about 4 times. And he gets a try for his rewards. He's made a big impact already. Henry's getting a little tension off camera. I think he's feeling the pace a little bit.
That's right. He's probably not
Jamie
been with
Henry.
the 7 squad. He's got a week off this week from the top rugby league.
For all of the media talk, Grant, of the big stars coming back for the Rio Olympics, Habana, Sonny Bill, of course, did play for New Zealand. Quade Cooper, the Honey Badger in those teams. Not many of them made the cut. It's a very different physical game now, sevens. Different demands on the body.
You saw Jared Hayne try to muscle his way into the Fijian squad.
Correct.
Japan now facing a massive blowout, 40-0. They got pumped earlier by Korea by 36. Hope this is helping their development program. These young men out there, they want to do well. It's their big chance. Here's Meacham again. Gets the arm free and just strolls across, easy as you like. Dots it down for what must be the 7th try.
Number 10, Ryan Meacham of Hong Kong has scored a try and scored 5 points.
홍콩의 뒷번호 10번 라이언 맥킴 선수가 트라이브에 5점을 득점했습니다.
It's all smiles for Hong Kong as they put on what must be their biggest score ever against Japan. We'll get our statisticians looking at that. And for Japan
Number 7, Alexander Meacham of Hong Kong
go scoreless
is
quite incredible.
뒷번호 7번 알렉산더 맥킴 선수가 득점을 성공해
Well, I don't want to take anything away from Hong Kong, but this is not a normal Japan team. They are basically university students. And we see there Meacham, who scores just as quick since he's come on, 2 tries. And Japan have just been completely outplayed by this great Hong Kong performance.
Minute and a half remaining. It's 47-0 as Japan have to go 80 metres if they want to get even on the board. But they've been penalised by referee Tavita Rockaverni, and it's Hong Kong comes surging back again. Here's Coverdale, Tikadu Lee. He's over now. 2 new players off the bench combine and go over by the posts. Tikadu Lee.
What a lovely ball by Coverdale to Kato Lee there in screen. It just come on. An emphatic display by Hong Kong, and has to be said, they've completely dominated every part of the game.
That's the 52. That's
Here it is.
demoralising.
Look at this lovely ball. Boom. Got it. Dished it on straight away. Drew the defender. Lovely play, Michael Coverdale.
One
The
of
little
the
things count.
proteges through the Tigers rugby system.
He said that you were a big influence on his career.
I've tried to run him off the rails at every opportunity. He's unwavering. And here he goes again, Michael Coverdale.
Lovely ball by Lee.
He's strong as well. Look at him go. He's got 2 on him. He just keeps those legs pumping. Alex McQueen now sees that Chris Mays is outside looking to stretch the hammies.
Good kick.
Vardy dribbles it, controls it, and what class from this man. for his second try in the game, and they finish. They could cross 60. It's incredible.
This game has finished now.
Completely dominated Hong Kong, and congratulations. No matter what team Japan sends, you know it's going to be a pretty decent standard. And while they haven't seen themselves, this Japanese team, Hong Kong have been emphatic.
The next game between South Korea and Chinese Taipei starts 4:30 p.m.
And Vardy there in screen, take your hat off. What an influence he had in the game. And the depth that Hong Kong is building in this series bodes well for next year, of course. That qualifying tournament is so critical now. Everyone is getting better. The Spain, the Portugal, the Russia, Zimbabwe, Uganda. Everyone's getting better. Such has been the impacts of Rio and the Olympic Sevens program.